MrBeast has finally come out to respond to all the allegations and everything that has been said about him on the internet. He was in an interview recently with Oompaville, and it was like a 2-hour-long video. We're gonna go over some of like the key points that I think are important that we have covered and talked about in the past on this channel. So we're gonna get right into it. Very quick. Are you subscribed? Join the community. We're growing every day. MrBeast has finally spoken out about all the allegations he has been facing on the internet. I know we've covered MrBeast a couple times on this channel, and today has been something we have been waiting for forever. We've been waiting since the beginning of all these allegations for him just to say something. He could have given us just a little crumbly, but he made us wait till basically Thanksgiving. So MrBeast did this interview on Oompaville's YouTube channel. If you don't know who Oompaville is, he is a huge commentary channel. He talks about anything and everything on the internet. The timing of all this is just a little weird to me because last week, if you saw, MrBeast was DMing other like bigger commentary channels that have kind of been following all the allegations and talking about him online. He was DMing them and messaging them to look at Soggy Cereal's response video to Dogpack 404 because he's like, look, somebody is talking good about me. Somebody is disproving all of these allegations. Like, y'all want to talk about the bad, y'all need to talk about the good that we found out. Look at this. Look at it right now. And if you haven't seen Soggy Cereal's video yet, please pause, go watch that and see. He kind of goes and he basically refutes a lot of the things that Dogpack has come out about. He even commented on Soggy Cereal's video. It's kind of been memed around a little bit lately, but with MrBeast trying to push Soggy's videos in front of other people, that made Soggy Cereal not happy with MrBeast. I guess Soggy felt like it would discredit his video a little bit, kind of like that he was being paid by MrBeast to do this when this was something that he did on his own just to kind of like figure out who was right in this situation. But again, with Oompaville's YouTube video, MrBeast's response being over 2 hours long, 2.5 hours actually. I wanted to talk about some points in some parts that I thought were important just based on what we've talked about on this channel before. And why it took MrBeast so long to respond is he said that he was advised by his legal team to not talk about the situation until the investigation was done.
Part of that investigation is they recommended that I not talk about drama or really do anything online because it might influence, you know, witnesses or any people they might interview or ex-employees. So it's a little unfortunate because I told them, okay, I'll wait till the investigation is over. And I believe that was literally like a week before the Dogpack video came out. That kind of concluded a couple weeks ago when I put out the tweet of the follow-up. Yeah. Like that was the day I got the conclusion of it. And I was like, okay, in transparency, I'll throw this out.
He didn't know the investigation was going to take months. He thought like a couple weeks, maybe. He didn't anticipate it going on for months and months.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it happened on the back end of when I said I would not talk about or address drama and things. And I mean, there's obviously, yeah, should have done this sooner. Whoops, but hey, better late than never.
He also talked about how he made a response video, but he just said it didn't feel right. He didn't like that he was just gonna have to sit there and just kind of respond to these allegations. He thought that the kind of interview setting that they're in, where he is being asked kind of these questions and he is responding to them honestly, was more natural and just didn't feel so much like the typical YouTuber apology video. Because you don't want that. I do want to talk about really quick though how MrBeast has this on another YouTuber's channel and not his main MrBeast channel. You're killing two birds with one stone here. You're going directly to the people that are questioning you on these allegations, but you're not adding in his average viewer, these little kids that aren't in the drama. So he's keeping them away from the drama or the parents, but then he's also able to directly respond to his haters, his critical people being critical about him. He's able to respond to all those people and make both sides happy. MrBeast goes on to talk about how he regrets not speaking out sooner because the more silent he was, the situation just kept growing until it's kind of like this out of control spiral where people were just coming up with reasons to hate him that weren't even remotely true. Like, I think he was being accused of being a cannibal. He talks about how he knows that there is a lot to criticize him about, but there's also a lot of misinformation going on.
Yeah. Did you think it would get this big?
No, I mean, truthfully, I thought, like, if you watch Soggy's video or any of these other videos that are coming out now showing all the discrepancies, I honestly thought a lot of people would find like the information proving the dishonesty earlier.
The Google.
Yeah, like, because a lot of this could have been, just figure out Google. A lot of this could, and now I also have to be clear, like, I'm not perfect, and I'm not saying I've never done anything wrong, and you can't criticize me. Like, there are things I deserve criticism for, and I'm sure we'll get to some of those things in here, but there are a lot of things that are just not true.
Because, a lot of people were talking about, like, of course, the company you paid is going to find you not guilty of any of these things. And he goes over how they are legally obligated to report a crime if they find one, which they found a few things in the investigation. And that's why we saw a lot of people getting fired. I think there was like a new CEO or new CCO, whatever. There was a lot of new movement that was going on in the company after the investigations, which were public. We knew about.
A lot of people are saying, oh, of course, Jimmy did an internal investigation, found himself, they didn't find any wrongdoing, which is also not true, which I assume we'll go into that more later. They did find some wrongdoing, just not in regards to like the serious Ava allegation. So that's a, false truth. And then on top of that, it wasn't an internal investigation. It was an external investigation, which was clearly laid out in the things we showed. Well, you paid them. And it's like, well, yeah, top tier lawyers and federal prosecutors don't work for free. So I have to pay them. Yeah. So I don't really know how to debunk that one. I mean,
he also went over the employee handbook that was leaked, and everyone had an issue with it. Because in bold words, it said no does not mean no. And so people took that and they went with it. They're like, how could MrBeast feel like he is above everyone else? No means no to everyone. And MrBeast clarified it as it's for the people that are trying to get the filming rights or being able to film at a certain location. Like, don't take no at face value. Don't hang up the phone and just be like, thanks for talking with me. Okay, thanks. Like, do anything in your power to be able to get the rights to like film there when it's in terms of trying to be able to film or do stuff at a certain location, not when it comes to people.
When we started hiring more people, I wrote this little, I almost like advice book just for a lot of employees because I wasn't able to talk with people as much as I was early on. And one part of it that people, when this thing got leaked, and I wrote it with some other people in my company, it wasn't just me, but when this got leaked, there's a section that said no does not mean no. And then they just like cropped that out and they're like, look, this is proof Jimmy's immoral and evil. When obviously, like you were saying, if you read the context below, it makes sense. The gist of why we had a section that said no does not mean no is because we do, I don't know if anyone's ever seen our videos, crazy things that have never been done before, right? No one's ever, on YouTube at least, buried themselves alive for 7 days. No one like tries to dangle an obstacle course from cranes. And it's like, the problem I kept running into early on when I was hiring people is I'd be like, hey, I want to do this. And then they would go call someone. So like, let's say the obstacle course in the sky where we had like this obstacle courses that Mac did, held up by these cranes, weighed like 100,000 pounds or whatever. Like they would call crane companies and they'd be like, no. And then they'd be like, okay, hang up. And they'd come to me and they'd go, Jimmy, they said, no, we can't do it. The video's not possible.
Then we move on to the CGI claims. And MrBeast was in some hot water because Dogpack and Rosanna made like a whole video, how they faked a hospital using CGI.
Truthful, dumb mistake. At the start of one of our Beast Philanthropy videos, they were trying to show what this like building looked like in the past. And in the past, that hospital wasn't there. So they removed it in the editing, which, and this was just like a small part of this isn't even like the point of the video was that we built this hospital or whatever. There was just a shot at the beginning. But some people saw that and like thought we did build it, which is not the intention. And so it's just a dumb mistake. Like trust me, when I saw that, I talked to the editors. I was like, come on, like, I have 100 editors and obviously we have a bunch of different channels and things like that. So it's hard for me to like speak with all of them.
MrBeast stated that he rarely uses CGI in his videos, but he is willing to be more transparent. He wants to be able to let people know when CGI is being used in his videos. And he also talks about maybe being able to timestamp it so that he's just more overall transparent when CGI is being used in his videos. With how big MrBeast has grown, he has 100 or so editors. And so he can't always be watching what people are doing. So if an editor thinks that something will look good, they might add it without MrBeast knowing. And he said that's just kind of what happened. If he would have seen it in post-production before it went, he would have been like, that is stupid. MrBeast did go over the illegal lotteries, and Soggy also went over that in his video, how he believes MrBeast did participate in one illegal lottery, but MrBeast is still iffy about that, and he said that he has people looking into it for him. But if anyone feels like they were scammed, there is this specific URL where they can go.
I don't think we did. I have people looking into it and like trying to pull the footage and figure it out. You know, he disproved the two, which, I mean, those were crazy. I don't want to just like speculate. I have a team looking into it. I don't think we did though. But regardless, just to be truthful, if people want a refund or think for whatever reason, like we did something wrong, like I'll send you a link.
And now we are getting to Dogpack 404. MrBeast said he feels like he has to sue him, but there's not something in the works right now, but at some point he is.
You know, there's tons of examples of him intentionally manipulating things to not be true and posting it online. Tons and tons and tons of that. Soggy has basically an hour and 27-minute video, and an hour of it is just flat out proving manipulation and lies, and caused a lot of harm to my businesses. I mean, I've literally had people pull out millions of dollars and then tell me it was directly because of his video. And don't worry, I instantly was like, can you send that in writing? So, you know, if I win a case or anything, I can directly point damages. No reason why. I mean, what do you do if someone's just spreading misinformation about you and, you know, just causing harm to your business and like getting it to the point where you might have to potentially fire people because it's costing you so much revenue? It's like, it's not fair to the people in my companies, you know, but once they're done, more than likely, yeah.
Where Oompaville tries to come to Dogpack's like aid, just being like, I think he did this without malicious intent. I think he did it for a good reason. You could tell MrBeast wasn't the happiest camper, and he was quick to kind of clap back and say that you were manipulated by Dogpack.
In the very beginning, I thought Soggy had good intentions.
Or
Dogpack. Exactly. Yeah. Soggy does have good intentions, in my opinion.
Good intentions, even though even the very first video literally was what, 90% lies.
It seemed.
You
right?
got manipulated.
Yeah,
but
of
yeah.
course. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
that doesn't make it good intentions.
Yeah. I'm just saying it seemed, and a lot of people also believe that.
Was it good intentions when he photoshopped a fake live stream and falsely accused me of not saying something I did say and falsely accused something? It was a good intentions when he put a king-size Feastables bar beside a regular-size Hershey's bar and didn't disclose that, and then lied about us having more sugar than them. Was it? I mean, I could sit here and do this for the next 30 minutes. I think that's just a misconception that everyone has. It's like there's never good intentions.
Yeah.
Then they go into the Beast Philanthropy channel.
And it's a little unfortunate because Beast Philanthropy, my YouTube channel, is literally owned by a 501c3. Like, it's a YouTube channel that is a nonprofit, which is crazy. Like, as far as I know, that's the only one. And Beast Philanthropy does so much good. And this is what's funny, because like to the people like trying to call me evil and say we fake philanthropy, the only reason anyone even knows any of this is because we actually did a behind the scenes video on that video. So like, clearly I wasn't aware of this because we did BTS and we were the ones who revealed this information. You know what I mean? So like, if we were trying to hide things, like we wouldn't have done BTS on that video. That's how people got this information.
And they also went into the 1,000 eye surgery video because there was a charity quite recently that came out and said that they were never paid for 8 months. And he just went over how it was just an oversight. They used multiple different companies. They just kind of got lost in the sauce.
Basically, we did a video where we helped 1,000 people see again. We, off camera, actually did 800 other surgeries. So we did 1,800 surgeries. I just only put 1,000 in the video. And for a lot of them, we worked through with the charity just to make sure things were, because they had a lot of experience with this. And then that charity worked with a lot of doctors on the ground and other little charities. And the charity we were working with was supposed to release the funds to them afterwards to pay for it. There's a little bit of a misunderstanding. They didn't get it. So we ended up paying for like 970, and like I didn't know of this, but like that little misunderstanding never got taken care of. So then the charity that did the 30 surgeries made a video saying, hey, we didn't get paid. Somehow that never ended up on my radar for 8 months, which is honestly crazy. I don't know how no one sent that to me. I just paid them. So I actually double paid for those surgeries and just paid them separately.
Then he went over the Lunchly moldy cheese, which is the first time he is addressing this, as both KSI and Logan Paul have kind of made like statements and have tried to make fun of the situation. He has finally talked about it. And now we've made it to the Beast Games, which he is being sued for right now. He also talks about all the claims of people's needs not being met while filming, and he also goes over a lot of the information that is still going around. He talked about how people were saying he wasn't using unions, which he talked about he did. And then he talked about how people were claiming that they were broken bones or they broke bones during the games. And they had reached out and talked to almost everyone who has participated, and no one so far has come out stating they've broken any bones. So he's like, where are the broken bones at? He also talked about how everyone who participated in the Beast Games walked away with some money, and people were trying to frame it as them sending out hush money to the participants to not talk about all the horrible alleged things that were happening. They wanted people to believe that they weren't going to walk out with anything. So whenever they were eliminated, they were surprised with whatever amount of money that they were given for just participating. In the end, MrBeast talked about a lot of things he did wrong while trying to be the most successful YouTube channel in history. But these were just some of the parts that I thought were important from the video. But I'm going to put on my little conspiracy hat. But I did find it a little strange that MrBeast was talking about how he wished he would have said something a little sooner to kind of like stop the growth of all the allegations. But wasn't he just on a podcast with Logan Paul and they specifically talked about the Beast Games? You could have just said a quick little thing about the MrBeast Games there. I mean, he was bragging about all the records he was breaking, how good the filming was going. There are a lot of opinions going around about MrBeast, and so I encourage you, again, go please watch Oompaville's video and Soggy Cereal's video. Do your own research, come up with your own opinions, and then let me know in the comments how you feel. Has this changed your perspective of MrBeast? Also, before I forget, do we remember when Dogpack mentioned that he had a third video that he was waiting to post until MrBeast responds? Are we all forgetting that video? Do I just remember that video? Because I haven't seen anyone talk about it. And so now that MrBeast has responded, are we going to get that third video? Dogpack, your reputation is hurting right now. There is a recorded message between the old CO and Dogpack when he was getting fired and he was like begging for his job. So now people are thinking like you're doing this because you're trying to get revenge from being fired, because he was begging to not get fired from MrBeast. Like he wanted to work that job so bad. So when do you think that third video from Dogpack is going to drop? But let me know how you feel in the comments. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much. Subscribe, become a part of the community. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.